Hello and welcome to the New England B2B Video Networking Show. My name is Kevin Willett. I am the CEO of the New England B2B Networking Group. If you'd like to be a guest on the show and have us interview you about your business, send me an email to kevin@newenglandb2bnetworking.com. Today I'm joined by my buddy John Wolforth from Fix Your Website Now. Good afternoon, John. How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Living the dream as always, brother. Why don't we jump right in? What inspired you to start Fix Your Website Now, bud?
How did it inspire me? Well, anger. Anger was the first reason. There's a reason for that, though. What I mean by anger, it was good, constructive anger. If you know, well, I've known you for what, 5 years now?
Easily.
Imagine that. Remember back then I was doing send-out cards, right? You know, that lovely MLM business. It was good. Some people made a lot of money, others not so much. I don't think it was really something for me. It was more I needed more of a conventional business. My background is web development. So the good part that came out of that business was networking and meeting people such as yourself, hundreds of people, probably close to 1,000 people I've met over the last 5 years. And what inspired me to come in to start this particular business was a lot of times I'd meet these people at events and we talked about their marketing, and where they were falling short was ultimately their website itself, and it was always the same line. I like to send out cards as a marketing idea, but I really need to fix my website. I heard that so many times, it became a stamp on my brain. And when I started thinking about more of a conventional business, I wanted to go back to doing what I was doing, but I didn't want to work for someone else anymore. Got out of the corporate world. So I decided I wanted to do something better than that, and decided, all right, with all these horror stories I was hearing of people being mistreated, lied to, bullied, laughed at, ignored by so-called web developers or web firms, I just wasn't happy about that. It was putting a stain on our industry, and I think people should be treated better than that anyway. So I thought we could do that, and that's where we started to make that effort.
So, John, one of the challenges you must get now is with people with social media who, you know, when you're like, well, you should have a website. Well, John, I'm active on social media. Why do I need a website? John, why do they need a website if they're active on social media?
A website is no more important now than it was 5 years ago. I shouldn't say no more. It's more important than it was 5 years ago, and it gets more important all the time. The website is the fulcrum of everything that you do online as a business and as a person. So what ultimately that means is your website is the full-fledged package of what you are and what your business is. Yes, you're on social media. You can be on Facebook. You can be on LinkedIn. You can be on Google+, Twitter. It doesn't matter. That's only a portion of what you are or what you do. You're never going to be able to put the full item on display, being you, your personality, your credibility. That's part of it. Social media helps build your credibility, but ultimately, when somebody comes and want to find out more about you, they're going to go to your website more than anything else because they're going to get the whole story. Or, you know, it's like, you know, your website is your office online. And when you go out to market yourself, you go to networking events, you go to trade shows, that's like social media. That's, you know, but that's not ultimately everything that you need to know about you, your prospect. Prospect has to come to your office or get more presentations from you somehow, and that is through your website.
So, John, the last question we want to talk about today is SEO, search engine optimization. You know, you have a lot of people out there promising me I can get onto page 1 of Google. I'm just kind of curious what your thoughts are on it. You know, sometimes the cost can be pretty expensive. Is it worth the money, my friend?
I hear a lot of people say that it's not worth the money to them because they haven't seen the return on investment under the situation that they've been in, whatever that is. Typically, most SEO plans are a fixed rate per month. And what that does is, even if it's not working yet, most SEO is going to take organic-wise, which means, you know, you go on Google, you put in a term, and hopefully your business comes up on page 1. How that happens, it takes a lot of work behind the scenes to make that happen. But during the first, say, 90 days of an SEO campaign, odds are you're not going to show up so much because it takes time to build that up within the search engine because Google needs to index your pages. You need to build more of a consistency as far as you showing up with different queries based on various reasons. But ultimately, after that 90 days, I mean, you're paying from day one. Most companies will charge you from day one. So the first, say, 2-3 months, you're not seeing any results, but you're still paying money. So then you start to develop an attitude about it and say, well, this isn't really working. I don't get this. I mean, most people get impatient. I mean, I would be impatient if I'm paying money for something and I'm not seeing any results. So what we do that's a little bit different than that is the way that we price things out. We price things on a tier pricing structure, and what that means is one group of keywords that you put in, you pay a certain amount of money if you get so many on that during that month. But if you go to the next tier, which is, let's say, 11 to 20, it's going to be a different rate. However, the big part of all this is you look at any terms that show up on page one of a search engine in a given month, we don't bill you at all. This is the best pricing structure that I've seen, because what does it say? This is performance-based pricing. You're only going to pay if you see results. Now, what that means, results, you're getting people, you're getting exposure. People are seeing you. They're seeing your website. However, that's the other important part of it is your website needs to be compatible with the type of reputation and personality that you're putting out there, so that when it comes to your website, if they don't find the information they want to incite them to an action, in other words, contact you, then all your SEO efforts are in vain anyway. So, you know, the one part of it is the SEO itself. And as I said, we've developed a structure that means you only pay when you're actually seeing exposure of your business. And then the other part is having a website that can accommodate the people that come there who are looking for particular information, and most of all, to contact you.
John, it honestly makes perfect sense to me. Like you said, they have to go hand in hand. You have to have the search engine optimizations as well as the website behind it to back it up. So once people do find you and they get there, the website is, you know, having the ability to get you new clients. So John, how do people reach out to you? How do they get in touch with you so they can learn more about SEO and website development, my friend?
Company, once again, is Fix Your Website Now. We're a local company in Billerica. Phone is 617-365-2412. And I can be reached personally at john@fixyourwebsitenow.com. And I am basically the face of the company. You talk to me when you have a problem, if you have a question. Generally, I'm the person that you're going to deal with, so that you always know who you're talking to and you're talking to a real person.
John, really appreciate you taking the time of day to come on the show. And as always, thanks for being my friend.
Welcome, Kevin.
Thank you. Have a great day. Bye now.